Hey everybody! Today we're going to do something a little bit different. So I've spent a bunch of time over the last month building and designing Po Koro, and I thought it would be really fun to give everybody a little tour. So, known as the Northern Haven, Po Koro is the only major settlement connecting the eastern half of the island to the west, making it a necessary stop on one's journey across the Matara Desert. Its people are known as artisans and craftsmen. They fill the streets with their art and their sculptures, much like what we can see here along the Path of Prophecy. Now, there's a lot that we've added outside of the official canon to sort of flesh out Po Koro. First and most obviously is the Great Colossus. This is a structure that has existed long before anyone can remember, and it represents the Koro well. It's a proud Matoran clutching a chisel as he looks up toward the sky. Now, through this sculpture, we are confronted by the front gate. These are large bricks of protodermis stacked one on top of the other that are pulled apart by great gears and counterweights. Upon them is etched the history of the Koro, how the Turaga led his Matoran into the hills, and how from the rock their city was born. Now, upon entering the village, we are going to take a road to the left. This road travels the circumference of the village, and it is known as the Stonewalk. One thing I really wanted to prioritize was adding a sense of color to Po Koro. Being that it's a village of artists, it would have been a shame if everything was just a uniform beige. So we had the idea for Matoran graffiti. Specifically, I was reminded of the intro to HBO's Rome, and that, to me, is what Po Koro should look and feel like. So I want to give a big shout out to our patron Dog Paladin, who designed all of the wonderful street art that you can see around the city. Up ahead, we are going to take this left and go up the stairs toward the hills. Here we are entering what is known as the Old Koro. So many years ago, before any of the Matoran can remember, Turaga Uniwa led the Pomatoran to this canyon. And the first years that they were there were very difficult. Many Matoran were lost, but they sought shelter in the caves. This became the birthplace of Po Koro, and over the course of a century, the Matoran expanded outwards and built an entire village at the foot of this sanctuary. The caves now are only used to store food and materials, but Turaga Uniwa's hut still sits prominently upon the ridge of the Old Koro. Continuing on the Stonewalk, we come to the Great Courtyard. Encircled by a stone wall, this has historically been the home of Po Koro's market. It's an open-air bazaar where goods are bartered, everything from deep-mined protodermis from the east to dried fish and bamboo from Gakoro. In recent days, the market has had to compete for space with local Koli players, as the open pitch is an ideal place for their game. And behind the courtyard, we have this massive quarry. Now, for the last century, rock has been extracted by the Pomatoran and used as the foundation of their village, so every building, every sculpture can trace its origin back to this spot. We now walk around the back of the Stonewalk. Now, these are among the newer domiciles of the village. The Matoran population hasn't grown over the years, but this period of peace has led to an increase in wealth and construction, so this means that the Matoran population has been able to sort of stretch their legs and spread out a little bit. As we reach the western edge of Po Koro, we have something very special to share. It's one of those little bits of headcanon. It's the Halls of the Past. Now, this is a very holy place. It's the destination of pilgrimages from all over Pauahi. I won't say too much about it now, except to say that this is the first glimpse at a topic that I'm very excited to share in depth at some point, and that is Matoran death rites. Exiting the shrine, we find ourselves at the base of a massive amphitheater. Its large metal dome is the oldest thing in the village. No Matoran really remembers where it comes from, but it is the relic of a distant world, and I will leave it to you to guess what that is. Of course, today the space is used for congregations and all manner of celebration. And that leads us back to the gate. Of course, there's many more details and secrets that are hidden throughout the city. Now, I don't know if we're going to do this or not, but the entire set for Pauahi is already built inside of Unreal Engine. So we're looking into what it would take necessarily to present this environment as a playable level so that people can walk around and explore it for themselves. Like I said, I'm not sure we'll be able to do it, but it's something that we're playing around with. So why don't you leave me a comment if that's something you'd be interested in. And that's going to do it for today. Once again, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.